This is Tiana with His Plans, My Planner, and I am so excited to share this video with you today because my daughter, and she's 11, we are working on our very first prayer Bibles together, and I'm working on putting together a prayer Bible making event at my church. So local ladies, and there's some teen boys that are coming as well, actually. I'm putting together an event to provide all the supplies and make prayer Bibles together. So thought I would share with you my process as I'm going through picking that perfect prayer Bible. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I have to see, touch, and feel Bibles. So I thought I would share several Bibles with you. So in today's video, we are going to go over some compact Bibles in the CSB, the NIV, NKJV, and the NLT translation. The first ones we're going to look at are the CSB translations. I picked out two, and I was very surprised. Let me know if you were surprised as well at the differences in what Amazon calls compact size. These are two compact size Bibles, both in the CSB translation and both by Holman. And you can see this size difference here, just in width. I'm gonna unbox these or take their packaging off. And I love both of these colors. I'll let you know, it has been very hard for me to choose which prayer Bible I want to use. But here are two compact ones in that CSB format. Most all of these range anywhere from about 4 to 5 inches wide and somewhere in between 6 to 7 inches tall. So look at these two compact size differences. And this is like big purse, little purse, or fanny pack. Here's my hand. So if you can see the colors in these, I have seen this on YouTube in several videos, this champagne color. It is gorgeous, but I just love this navy blue as well. They both have the gold gilt on their pages, so they're both gorgeous. You can see that's the thickness difference as well, and they look exactly the same, but just one is in miniature size. So what I do love about these, I believe they both have the same font. Oh no, wait, this one has an 8.2 type font and this one has an 8 point. So we'll just do a little size comparison here. I can hardly tell the difference, but I love how cute this little one is. So if I were to get one based on size, I would get this one because I can hardly tell the difference. Within these, both of them are very similar in that they have gorgeous maps in the back. Not that I'm going to be Bible studying that much with a compact prayer Bible, but if I needed them for reference, they do have some beautiful maps. And in the back, there is a topical concordance. So if I were using this a prayer Bible, this would be great to look up these verses for my prayer Bible themes and add them to it. So they both have that, so there's nothing different there. The format, I don't know if it makes a difference to you, but for me, I don't know about using a single column format for a prayer Bible. I feel like if I am picking my themes and I was going to highlight a verse, a single column would be harder for me to just pick out a verse, even though there's not many verses per paragraph. And again, this one with a double column, there's still more verses, but I feel like it'd be easier to call out a verse in my prayer Bible. So that's the main difference here, is that you've got the single column versus the double column. If you're just reading it, I think this would be more. Here's an example. I'm on 1 Samuel 14, summary of Saul's kingship. And here's where it starts here in the double column. And so you've got this spanning across here versus here. So personally, my choice would be a double column over a single column for a prayer Bible. Unless I'm just reading, it would be this one. And then both of these do have red letter. I don't know, I'm just at heart like those all in for KJV Bible readers. I just don't know that I want a Bible without red letter. And so this small one is red letter, but the big one, for whatever reason, not red letter. So if you're looking at the two compact ones, this one is going to be black letter. The small one is red letter. I don't know why that difference is, but again, they look exactly the same on Amazon. It's just size difference. So the small one says it's large, compact, and reference, and the bigger one says it's single and compact as well. There's no reference in the name. And if I were, again, with a 0.25 font difference, I would probably go with the smaller ones, since it's red letter, double column, and not that much smaller. Okay. So now we're going to go over 4, not that there aren't more than 4, but 4 NIV compact options that I was looking into. So the first one is this compact reference Bible, and it says it's comfort print. This one is print size 7. So it's smaller than the last two we looked at. I'm not sure how that's comfort size, but I think that's Zondervan's name for this font, so this size. So this is a Zondervan. So all 4 today are Zondervan NIVs, and here is the first 2. So you can see they're both pink and so cute. Well, this one's rose gold. I'm such a huge fan of rose gold. Not so much pink. So I'm not a pink girl, I'm a green girl. Again, it says larger print and we've got the comfort print. So if we were comparing these 2 sizes, again, you can see that taller, wider, and if we look inside, this one is thicker, but this one is taller. So a big size difference. This is gonna be about the same size as the CSB in that champagne that I showed you. So if we take a look at this one, the NIV Compact, here's that the 7-point font, and this one is an 8.5. So this 8.5 doesn't look any bigger than the 8.25s that we just looked at in the CSBs. I don't know if it's just me or not, but so this one is so cute. I have seen these in prayer Bible videos before. I think it's super cute. What I love about it is NIV, so it's thicker. It does have 2 ribbons. I don't know if ribbons are important to you guys, but you can add in ribbons as well. So this one is red letter. I love that. There is a concordance in the back. I feel like concordant, for whatever reason, are always smaller. There are some pretty maps in the back, and it is that double column. What I love about this double column, though, is that there's just so much space in there. I feel just a little bit lighter. I don't know how to explain it. It's just easier for me. So if you look at this one, there's less white space, less space. I kind of feel a little bit more crowded. If I were to choose between the 2, I might choose this one because of that fresh white space, especially if I'm going to tab it, highlight one of my verses, and then I'd be able to write like anger is my theme for whatever verse that is, and I can use both of these, or no, all 3 of these white spaces on each page. So I do like that. We'll compare to this one. This one as well does have red letter, so we've got red letter in both the double column. I don't know what I would choose between these 2. I do like the thinness of this, and they are both very similar. I would probably go with this one just because it's this pretty rose gold, and I haven't seen this one much. I've seen this one on YouTube a lot as far as prayer Bibles go. But there's just something so comforting about a thick, chunky monkey that fits in your hand. That's super cute. But color-wise, I would probably choose this one because they pretty much have the same qualities, although the space in this small one, I don't know. I think I was looking at maybe the Psalms. I take it back. I was not comparing apples to apples, and when I look at the double column in just the regular verses, it's about the same space. Now I can tell this one is smaller. There's just as much white space in both of these. But if we compared the Psalms, you can see the size difference, I believe. But if I had to choose one, I think I would choose this bigger one just because I'm not a pink fan, and this rose gold is gorgeous. Okay, so the next 2 NIVs we're going to compare are this NIV Giant Print and NIV Compact Center Column Reference Bible. Both say comfort print. I will say for this one on Amazon, it took much longer to get. It wasn't like an overnight thing. And I believe the seller I went through, there's like not a great return policy. So it's a good thing I really do like this one, so I might be keeping it. I have this one in 4 different colors, so we're going to check out the colors of this one. They both say lay flat, and we will just go over it since they're both here. The Giant Print is 12 point. I love that. 12 point versus the 8 point. So we have ranged from 7 all the way up to 12 point font now, and these are compact Bibles. Let's just compare that to the smallest compact Bible we have had. Wowza. I mean, that's a huge difference. In compact Bibles, this is the smallest one we looked at. Okay, so 12 point comfort print. So the comfort print is just a name. Obviously, they changed the print size for the same comfort print. We do have a single column versus a double column format. We do have red letters of Jesus's words. Both are red letter. Okay, so we're going to check them out inside the Bibles. This one is one of those chunky monkeys. This is probably 2 inches. This is the chunkiest of all of the ones that we're going to look at. I mean, look at that size difference. That's a cute little chunky monkey. My husband doesn't understand why I call Bibles cute when they're this chunky. So size-wise, these are like the same size perfectly. It's just this giant print is taking up so much space, making it so chunky. I don't know. I feel like this would be hard to cart around, but if it's in my car or backpack, not so much my purse because I'm more of a fanny pack size purse girl. Not so much fanny pack, but just a small purse. But you do have a lot of options in this. So here's the turquoise, I think they called it teal. Yes, teal leather soft. And then we've got this really, so this is more kind of pebbly textured. Here's a brown one, and this one is called brown, go figure. But it's very smooth. Okay, so the only texture you feel is just the sewing here, you know, the seam, the stitches. But it is very smooth and much shinier than the other one at that two-tone. And then we've got a purple one. Let's see what they call this one. This one, okay, it's called purple. There's no special names to these. This is purple. What I love about this one is kind of a blend as far as texture-wise. If you're a texture person, this purple is a blend between this very smooth type of faux leather, if you will, that feels like this brown one. And then this texture in the purple is that pebbly feeling that's just like this turquoise teal one. And then this design here, it's not really textured, it just has this detailing, kind of a silvery. But on the inside, they're all exactly the same. Each box says the same thing. And then the last one, this one, it's kind of a blend between the others, a little bit in a different, so this is almost that suede, kind of like a drier leather, if you will. It's not smooth and shiny like these other ones. This is very smooth and shiny, and this one's more textured, kind of a drier feeling. This one's pebbly, kind of similar to the other ones, but this one I get the feeling of closer to a leather, if you will, more of a raw, untouched leather, versus these ones you can tell that they just feel more like leather. And I like this one because this is a great option for a boy or a young man or a male. It's just very neutral, and you've got the gray two-tone along with the black. So this one's very pretty. We've got, in the purple and the black, we've got the silver gilt on the page edges, which is very pretty. And then for the turquoise and the brown, or the teal and the brown, we've got the gold gilt. Both have two ribbons, so two tones of brown. We've got kind of a light green almost, and a teal here. The black has a black and a gray ribbon, and the purple has two tones of purple ribbons. And they're not super long, but they do go to the edge of the Bible's corner. Okay, so check it out. Wowza, giant print. Let's compare it to the 8-point font. Let's not be in the Psalms while we compare it, because again, that's apples to apples. Okay, look at the size difference. Can you see it? Oh, I love it. Okay, I'll just say I'm in my mid-40s, and I can read this, but I really enjoy how big this is. Okay, so the first main thing you're seeing is single column, double column. For me, prayer Bible-wise, I'm just going to go with the double column. But reading-wise, this would be great, like a book. And this one, like it says, it is a reference column Bible, so look at all those references in the middle. I love it, with a few notes at the bottom. So this feels very busy, just like this single column to me. But if I were to choose one, I'd probably choose this one for prayer Bible because it's more portable, and I think it would be easier to highlight my verses than this one and to tab. Let's flip to there's the red letter. Let's flip to the Psalms and just compare these a little bit. Okay, so we see the Psalms. I don't know, there's something about Psalms in single format that kind of looks odd to me versus the double. But you know what's great about this is that because we're in the Psalms, it's verse by verse. I enjoy that it's verse by verse for a prayer Bible, but not that it's not verse by verse for the non-poetic prayer type. You see, this is paragraph. There's like how many? 4 verses in this paragraph specifically. So, oopsie, sorry Bible, I'm so sorry. Okay, so This one does have a concordance. I really like, oh, it's actually rather nice. I like how many topics there are in it versus this one. I don't think it has, no. The difference though, I love that it has these other theme options in the back. There's a reading plan. There's a few note pages. There's promises. I like the promises. I don't know how I would use that with my prayer Bible yet. So if you have any ideas, let me know. There are prayers. So I think that could be very helpful for a prayer Bible. And then we've got perspectives. I'm not really familiar with this perspectives. Okay, you are seeking God's direction. These could be good for themes as well for a prayer Bible. I've not seen that. We've got parables of Jesus, miracles, not miraculous. So if you like NIV and you like chunky monkeys and giant print, red letter, and single column, these might be a good choice for you. But I think I'm going to have to pass on these ones for my personal prayer Bible. So our next translation is NKJV, and I only have one option for this, but I don't know, there's something about this one for one particular reason why I really like this one. And so compared to the smallest one we've seen, the CSB, it is the same height, width-wise. It's hard to see here, but it is a little bit wider. You can see there, it's almost the same thickness. It does have the really pretty gold gilt on the pages. And you see I've already tried to set it up to see like how many tabs I could fit in there for my prayer Bible. I really like this one. There's not many color options, and this was the prettiest one, this very dark turquoise. But it did come with this little, some sort of stain on it. I don't know if you can see it, but if I keep it, I will still keep it even with that on it. So this is a Thomas Nelson, and again with a comfort print, teal leather soft. It's got the concordance in the back. It does have the red, let's double check. It does have the red words, red letter. It's 7.5, but I do like this one. I feel like it's still spacious in there. What I absolutely love about this is that it is verse by verse. So literally every verse stands alone. So I think that would be absolutely wonderful for my prayer Bible. So I'm just going to say this is probably going to be my choice. I mean, size-wise, this is almost the same size as the smallest compact that I showed first. And it's still so pretty. So I really like this one. And it does come in a really gorgeous brown, warm brown, and I believe it's black too. So this is my top runner right now with a double column, the red letter, not too small, but again, it's a travel one. It has the concordance in the back, which, oh my goodness though, so stinking tiny. I don't even know what size that is, but compared to the actual Bible, look at the difference. Look at the size difference. And I think it has some maps in the back. Yes, it does have some maps. So I'm really enjoying this one so far. So now we're going to move on to the last translation I was checking out, NLT. What I love about NLT, for me personally, if I'm using my prayer Bible, I'm thinking these are prayers that I'm reading directly from Scripture and that I need to be able to feel comfortable in that translation. So to me, the NLT feels comfortable for me to say out loud and to pray in. I've practiced a couple of verses that I'd probably pray, like the Lord's Prayer. That'd probably be a great one to practice with. My daughter, she's so smart. She's like, well, Mom, what about our Bible verse from... She's in a girls' scouting group. It's Christian, and every year there's a verse that we practice. So she was so smart. She said, let's look it up. So she looked it up, and then we compared each Bible translation, and she likes this one too. She actually has a huge journaling Bible or coloring Bible in NLT. So we're going to look at the giant print compact and the giant print compact zipper. And I know this one comes in a lot of different colors. She actually chose this one in navy. If I remember to find hers, I'll get her navy one. But between the two of these, I just think it's funny how they feel so different font-wise. You'll see when we get in there. But they're both 10-point font. They both have Jesus' letters in red. All of these that we're looking at are Smithsonian binding. We've got a zippered case on one, and not a zippered case, and one ribbon. So the other NIVs that we were just looking at, they all had 2 ribbons. What I do like about these, you've probably seen it, they both are filament enabled, and you can use the Bible app. So the filament Bible app. I do like that. Again, not that I'm going to be studying a lot with my prayer Bible, but as I'm looking up verses, I might be using that filament app to go on a page and then look up using all the resources. Maybe it will help me in context with that Bible verse that I'm choosing. So those are both of these. Let's look at them actually. So let's start with the zippered one. The zipper one is very pretty. I've seen mixed reviews that the spine breaks down very easily. Now this is brand new and it already looks like it's kind of a little worn to me. So even on these edges here, but I do like the color. I'm such a green fan. I'm not a floral fan. So this is a blend between my daughter. She loves flowers. I like green. It was the zipper that got me on this one. So we will compare this one to the CSB, the tiniest one that we were looking at. Huge size difference, I feel like. Width-wise, they're just about the same. And when we open it up, these are both Tyndale as well. I like the dual column. I like how much space I feel with the white space in between, but can you see how it's laying, how you can't really open up the Bible all the way? And I don't like that it seems like I'm going to be hitting my pages on this zipper. See how this is, I have to tuck the pages in. So for me, I really don't think I have to look through this one much more, just because the zipper is getting in the way for me. I know a friend who has a very much smaller than this, also still called the compact Bible, but instead of it being this size, it's this size. And instead of it being this thick, it's probably that thick. I mean, it's very thin, not a font size 10. I think it was 6. It was very small. So hers laid flat and her pages did not get caught like this. And then you also, the only thing with zippers, you have to tuck those ribbons in. So this one is the zippered one. And then here's the one that my daughter has and I am starting with. This is, I think I may have this as my prayer Bible at home instead of carrying with me every day in my purse. I'm looking at a smaller one for my purse. But this is the chunky monkey one. Chunky like the NIVs we were looking at. And let's look at the font. So again, just like the zippered one, the same size font, but I do feel a little more space on these pages with more white space. I don't feel enclosed in by the zipper. I don't feel like I can't open it all the way and that my pages are gonna get hit by the zipper. So if I had to choose, I guess I would just take care of this one better than, because I don't have a zipper. There's no yap on it, so of course, none of the Bibles I showed you had any true yap, I guess. Small, but nothing that's gonna bend over and flap over your pages for protecting while you're traveling. So if we were to look in the back of this, it does have a verse finder, I guess you will, concordance. Great themes that you can use or topics for your prayer Bible. And I do enjoy Tyndale's maps here in the back. So there's some good maps. I actually really like this one. The Book of Psalms and what entails the Psalms, like what chapters have what in it. And they map them out. And I just like this visual picture of physically how big each chapter is. So 119 is the largest. And then how many chapters of that topic in Psalms and how big each other chapter is in comparison. And then they're color coded. So something about that draws my eye to it. So I love it. And I like the maps in this one. So if I had to choose, this one I would choose over the zipper. I do like the rose gold, and there's a lot of other colors. There's navy, I think I saw a turquoise or a teal, and I've seen this one a lot on YouTube. So this isn't anything new, but if you wanted to compare it, these are basically the same size, but the pages in this are just slightly smaller. I don't know if you can see this. Just a little bit less wide, if you will, than this one. So the size of the zipper cover is basically the size of this one. Thickness wise, I think they're about the same thickness. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I found it, seeing as how I've started my prayer Bible already, but the color called to me. I think it was the color, and I'm fine with the translation. My son actually reads the NASB translation, and I know people say, look for the 1995, this is the 2020 NASB translation, but this sage suede soft leather touch color with the olive branch on the front just called my name. So let's check it out. So I think you can tell that I really liked the size of this compact. And this one looks like it's exactly the same size to me. It's more of a suede leather, and this is like a pebbly, smoother leather, soft touch, I guess. The ribbon color of this one, see, pretty much exactly the same, except this is NASB, which is going to be the Holman. Well, actually, they're both Holman. I'm sorry. Both Holman. One is CSB, one is NASB. So that's probably why they're exactly the same. Okay, let's check it out. So this one is 4 by 6 inches on the page. Same size as the champagne one. If we compare their back sides here, they both have an 8-point font. They both have 2-column. They both have red letter. So I think pretty much everything is the same to me other than the translation. So if we look in it, here is the double column. Same font, looks pretty much the same to me. I wonder if they're like on the same pages. It's probably not on the same pages, seeing as how it's different translation, but we can check it out and see how close they are. No, we're already off. So if I were to go to the same page, this is on Ezekiel 19, this is on Ezekiel 3. So NASB must be a little more wordy than the CSB is what I am guessing. Yes. Okay, and then, so I like that. The only thing it's missing is if it were a verse by verse, like the NKJV Bible I showed you. If it were verse by verse, it'd have like everything that I was looking for. But I'm doing well as far as my prayer Bible goes, calling out what verses I'm looking at. So if we were to go to the back, it does have a concordance. It is much smaller, just like the CSB, but the bold topics are easier for me to see, so it's nice to be able to go in there and find the verses under each of these topics. And then in the back, like the other one, it doesn't have like the NLT maps that I really enjoyed, but it has great color maps, which I'm fine with. They're just not that smooth, shiny paper that I like in maps. This is just kind of, it feels like the paper at the beginning and front of each Bible. It's just thicker cardstock paper. So they're great. They're still great in color. But I think I've narrowed it down. This is my start of my personal prayer Bible on the go, war room, that fits in my purse or my little Bible bag that I use. So there is that. And I will do a flip through of mine and my daughter's prayer Bibles. But I hope you guys enjoyed seeing inside of each of these Bibles and looking at the different options when it comes to, you know, compact Bibles and the different options you could look for and think about when you're looking for a prayer Bible specific. So I hope you have a great day. If you have enjoyed this content, please join me here, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what Bible you're in, which one you're enjoying for your prayer Bible. Maybe we looked at a lot of the same ones. But you guys have a fabulous day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.